Next topic we are going to start is ambiguities during inheritance. The first we are going to talk about ambiguity in multiple inheritance. What was multiple inheritance? More than one base class and one derived class. So basically, what is the problem? If we are going to have same name function in student class also, same name function in cultural class also, your class total is going to access get function from this class, get function from this class. So class total, when your compiler is going to execute the program, it will get confused as to which get function I need to call. So this confusion is known as ambiguity in multiple inheritance. If you see the program, class student, the same program that I have discussed earlier, the same program I am going to discuss here, void get function, and in class cultural also get function, calculate function, display function. According to me, this one I am calling for student class and this I am going to call for cultural class. If I execute this program, it is giving me an error, request for member get is ambiguous. So how to resolve this ambiguity? Like we did in inheritance, in overriding of member function, the same syntax we are going to use here with the help of scope resolution operator. Now while calculating, either in main function you can write, how to write here, student scope resolution get, derived class object, base class name, and get function here, scope resolution get function. If I am going to execute this program now, enter roll number, mark for science, maths, mark for culture. Other method where you can write is commenting from here in any of the function. Now how to judge where I'm going to write? Now I need get data before calculation of the result. So here I'm going to call So this is about ambiguity in multiple inheritance. Next I am going to talk about ambiguity in hybrid inheritance, or we can say multipath inheritance. If you see this scenario, this is your hierarchical inheritance and this is your multiple inheritance. This problem is also known as diamond problem, which is resolved by making the class virtual, or we can say virtual base class. Now actually what is happening here, now I want to calculate the result of a student. Now student roll number I am going to have in student class. Now this class is derived from student class, as well as class force is also derived from student class. Now this class is also going to have roll number as a data member. This class is also going to have roll number as a data member because both are derived from student class. So ultimately when I am going to derive result class from test and sports class, I am going to have roll number from this path also, and I am going to get roll number from this path also. So again my compiler will get confused that whether I should fetch roll number from this path or this path, and it will generate error. So to resolve this issue, so that instead of passing or getting two copies here, I just want one copy of roll number to the total class, I am going to make this class test and sports class as virtual. Now coming to the program, see here I am going to have a class student with one entry, that one data member, that is rule number. Class student protected in rule number. Why protected again? I'm going to access it in next class. Get rule number, put rule number. Two functions I have made, otherwise put rule number is not required, taking the input. Next class, test is derived from student class, where I'm going to have two data members, mark 1 and mark 2. Mark 1, mark 2. Get marks, taking the input, put marks. Now again, class sports, that is derived from student class, and I am going to have here part as a data member to take input, the marks, get part and put part. Now coming to the result class. Now result class is derived from class test as well as sports. Public test, comma public sports. Total I have taken, total mark 1, mark 2 plus part, displaying all the values. Now last class is totals, results, sorry. So which class object I am going to create? Result class. A result R1, R1 dot get roll number, R1 dot get marks, R1 dot get part, R1 dot sum, R1 dot get roll number, R1 dot get marks, R1 dot get part and sum. Now if I am going to execute this program, see here, the reference to rule number is ambiguous, because rule number, result class is getting rule number from this path as well as this path. I am having multi-path. So what I am going to do is I am going to make my these classes virtual. So how to make class test? Just write here the keyword virtual. Now these two keywords are interchangeable, means either you can write virtual first then public student, or public virtual student. So I'm going to write one here, and here I'm going to write virtual before virtual public student. Now if I'm going to execute this program, see here, and this is the total marks the student is having. This is all about ambiguity in inheritance. In next class, I am going to start with order of execution of constructor and destructors.